wherever you're watching, I want to bring this popular application software called Microsoft Word so that we can learn a few things together. So first things first, I've prepared a small URL called tiny.cc/practice_1. This URL will enable you to access the practical files that you need so that when you watch my video, you can later practice. So this is it has to be exactly the it is. So if I open a new tab, I'll type there tiny.cc/, then I type there practice_1. So that's how it's supposed to be typed in the uniform resource locator up here. So if I press enter, it will take me to a definite place called the Google Drive. So in the Google Drive, you can see I've already prepared all this. This is a JPG, this is an image. This QP is a question paper. And then the rest, which are .csv, rich text format, all these are resource files that you can use to practice after you have watched my video. Or you can be watching as you follow me using the same link. So what you need to do here is just to right click here. And then after right clicking on this black down arrow key, you choose download. So it will download all the files that are there. And then they are going to be zipped in one single folder. So one folder has been already zipped, and then you save it in a definite place called the downloads, a folder called downloads. So the extension of this will be .zip. So I'll click on zip. So I've already finished with that. So I can close this dialog box window. Then I'll go to this PC, and then I'll move to a place called downloads. So you can see the folder. This is the folder with the zip sign. So we need to extract for us to be able to use the files inside this zipped folder. So I right click here, and then I'll go to a place called extract all from the pool menu. So I'll click extract all. Then I'm still maintaining the location. I want them to be in the same destination. So I'll say extract. So a folder has been created which is not zipped. So all the confidential files are inside here. So if I double click here, this folder, I'll get a subfolder. A folder within a folder is called a subfolder. So if I double click on that subfolder, I'll have all the necessary tools that I need for my video to be followed by many followers. So this is the question paper. These are the source files. I've already prepared mine, and I've copied it to the desktop. Reason why I'm putting it on the desktop for easy accessibility. So what you can do here, you can right click on this one, and then you click on copy, and then you can close that. And then when you come here, you right click and paste it. So when you paste it, it will be here, the way mine is. So mine is already pasted on the desktop. I've put it in the middle here so that I don't confuse it with the rest of the elements on the desktop. So once I double click here, I'll have the marking scheme is also there, and the question paper is here, and the necessary files are here. So if I open the question paper, I can see this is the question paper. Let me see at the top. It was for the code was 02. ICT 0417. It's an old paper, 2021, which was done in November, October. There's a reason why I chose it. You will see after the video. Paper 2 normally consists of document production, which is Microsoft Word, data manipulation, which is Microsoft Access, and presentation, which is PowerPoint. So it is a well-packed paper, which you are supposed to do it in 2 hours 30 minutes. By then it was 20 hours 30 minutes. Currently they have removed some elements, and now it is 2 hours 15 minutes. They have removed 15 minutes from this paper. So you have to be very smart and fast. So if I go down, the entire paper consisting of those three, they have distributed the marks to 80. So the whole paper will be 80, but the marks will be distributed, so the total will be 80. So the source files they were talking about, these are the source files which we have already downloaded and extracted. The first task is to open this file called N2102 evidence.rich text format. Once I open this evidence document, because you have to provide evidence that you did the task, and it has to be well organized. Make sure your name for identification, center number, and candidate number will appear clearly on the paper. So what I need to do is to open this from the source file. So I'll go to the desktop here. So I look for that. It was this one here. So once we open it, remember the extension is RTF. So we need to put our identification as a header. You come to insert, you go to header, take the second one because it has got three options. It has got the left option, the right option, the center option, and the right option. So on the left here, I can put my name. So I can use capital letters like that. And then in the middle here, I can put the center where I'm found. I'm found in Kenya. And then I can say that is the center number. And then my index number or the candidate number, I can say I'm index 2. And then select it and try and enhance it. Enhancements includes bold, underline, italic, the font size, the font. So the font, I'll give it serif. Serif is non-decorated. If I wanted it to be decorated, I could have gone for Times New Roman. So I'll take it low to Arial, which is serif. I go back to headers and footers, and then I can get this option of closing and coming out of the header. So this is for identification purposes. Very, very crucial. What else? Save the document in your work area. So I need to save it in my work area. So I'll take this name, though you're supposed to type it, followed by the candidate number. So not the center number, candidate number. So I'll come here, and they're saying I save it in my work area, and I give it .docs because it is not a rich text format anymore. So I'll come here, File, Save As, this PC. So after clicking on this PC, I'll go to desktop. I'm trying to locate my path, so it is here. So the name they want me to give it, I'll paste that name that I copied, but I don't want it to be rich text format. So I'll come and save as type. I change it to an original application, which is .docs. So it is now N2102 evidence.docs. I've converted it from rich text format to .docs. Then I click on save, and then I click OK. So if I check on the title bar, it is now .docs, no longer rich text format. Very, very crucial. That is under file management. So I've already done that, and if I come here, I can be able to see the evidence.docs is there. Next thing, you'll need your evidence document during the examination to place screenshots when required, when asked. Task 2, you are going to edit a newsletter. A corporate house style must be used. A corporate house style must be used. 3 paragraph styles have already been created. Oh, they have created for me 3. An additional paragraph style must be created and applied to the document as instructed. So the total number of styles will be 4, but they have already done 3. So they're telling me to open this file, N2102 vet news.rich text format. Once I open it, it has been set already to A4. It is portrait with 2 centimeters margin. Do not make changes to these settings, but I need to save it later. I rename it to what? To newsletter. But under the format I'm using, so it will be newsletter.docs because I'm using Word and the extension of Word is .docs. So I'm told the margins are that, the paper size is A4, so I need to look for vet news. So I'll come back here, then I look for vet news. It's the last one. So it has opened. Let me check what they're saying. So I'll go to layout, then I go to margins, then I go to custom margins. They talked about 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters. It is portrait. The paper size, they said it's A4. They said don't do any changes. I maintain that. If I look at the paragraph, there is no line spacing. The line spacing here is very tight. The margins, I can see the left margin and the right margins are well trimmed. which means this document is justified. So it has got a lot. Those are 2 pages from what I can see on the status bar down here. So let me go back here. I can see it is well laid out. If I click here, I can see to select a paragraph, you triple click. I can see it is justified. This is justified. This is left alignment, right alignment. This is center, and this is left alignment. And when I click here, line spacing is single, no space before, no space after. So it is a well tight paragraph. Let me go to the question. I've already done that. They're saying the first evidence they want is place in your evidence document a screenshot to show that this file has been saved as newsletter.docs, so that make sure that the evidence of the file type .docs is appearing. So I'll go here and then I check, did I save it? I've not saved it, so I need to save it. So I'll come here, file, save as, then I save it. I'm saving it in this folder on the desktop here. Yeah, and then I give it the name. The name was supposed to be newsletter. Then I change it from RTF to .docs because they want an evidence of that. And then I click on save. Then I click OK. So if I go to that folder to see it has been saved, I can see it is down here. It has been saved. So I need to take a picture. To take a screenshot when you're using Microsoft Windows, you press the window key just below next to the space bar. You just keep Alt and then you find the window key. Press it down, hold it down, press Shift and press S. And then take a nice screenshot of that particular file they want. I've taken a nice picture. Go to your evidence document. That is evidence 1. Control V to paste it. So it will show that newsletter.docs. This was their main catch. .docs. It was created on this particular time and date, and it is a Microsoft Word document. The file size is 11 kilobyte. So I can save that one, and then I go to the next question. I've already done that. They have given me 1 mark for that. In the document newsletter.docs that we are working on, place in the header an automated page number center line. So I need to do this first. They want an automated page number. So I'll come here, I move here, and then I go to insert. In the header, they said header, I take this one. They want the middle part. They don't want the left, they don't want the right. So the middle part, I should put an automated page number. What do they mean by an automated page number? The page number should change as you go to the next page automatically. So if this one's page 1, if I go to page 2 automatically, it should change to page 2. So I'll go to a place called under headers and footers on the menu bar. I'll go to page number, then I go to current position, I take the plain one. So this page 1. So I need to eliminate the left. I need to eliminate because there is nothing to be placed there. Then I close it. So if I go to the next page, this one changes to 2 automatically. There are only 2 pages, so I cannot go to the third one because there are only 2 pages. But this is what they mean by automated page number. The page changes automatically when you go to the next page. And then it was supposed to be center line, which I did. And then place in the footer the text edited by with the colon, semicolon there. So followed by a space. And then your name and center number and candidate number, right align. So there are so many instructions. It should be a right align in the footer. After this text here edited by, there should be a space followed by and then your name, center number, and candidate number, right align. So when I go back to this document, I've finished with the header. I'll click on insert, go to the footer, click on this one. This side is left, this is center, so right here. So right, so I need to type that. They said followed by a space, and then my name, nicely. I put an underscore. The center number that we are using is 048, another underscore, and then my index number, candidate number is that. So I need to remove the center one. I need to remove the left one. and then I come and close the header. I'm following the instructions to the letter. So I've already done that. Make sure that the all alignments match the margins. Very true. I maintained that it was on the right and the other one was in the center. No other text or placeholder included in the headers and footer. I removed all the unnecessary ones. Headers and footers are displayed on all pages. So I need to go and check that. So this is the header and this is the footer. This is the header for page 2 and this is the footer for page 2. So I've already done that, 3 marks. If I move to question 3, create and store. They told us they have created 3 styles. So this is the 4th one. Create and store the following style, basing it on the default paragraph style, the one that they have already made default. So the name they want us to create, a style is used to apply to the text. So the corporate style. So the one they want us to make is called the VE head subhead. So we need to create this. And then the font style should be sans serif, non-decorated. So it should be Arial. And then the font size should be 14 as indicated here. And then the alignment should be only center. And then the enhancement should be bold and italic. Those are the conditions. The single line spacing, and then space before should be 0 and space after should be 6. So we need to capture all these and group them together under the VE subhead. So how do you go about that? You come here, you go to the newsletter, you go up here. So there's a place under home on the ribbon, there is a place called styles. So I'll click on this small arrow to display the style manager list. So I can even prolong this one a bit so that I can see it. Let me time it nicely. Yeah, there it is. So I can put it on the side here. So if I look here, they had already made the V body, the V head subtitle, and the subtitle and the VE title. So those are the 3. So we need to make the one they wanted us to make. So to make a new one, you move down here to this button here called New Style. You click on it, and then you're supposed to type the name that they had already requested. And when you're typing it, make sure you check the case, capital VE, hyphen, and then the subhead. So I remember they talked about under formatting here, they said it should be sans serif. Sans serif means non-decorated. So I'll come here and choose Arial. Arial is a font which is non-decorated. And then the font size, they wanted it to be 14. And then the alignment, they wanted it to be centered. And then they specified it should be bold, italic. Bold and italic. And then they talked about line spacing. Line spacing is found under paragraph. So you go down here to format, and then you get what is called paragraph. So under paragraph here, they said line spacing was supposed to be single. So here I can see already it is single. And then the space before, it was supposed to be 0, and space after was supposed to be 6. So let me confirm again. So 6, 0, single, bold italic, centered, 14, sans serif, which is Arial. So according to my whatever, I've specified all the things here. Font is Arial, 14, bold italic, centered, and then the other thing, and it is based on the default VE body. But the style is paragraph, it's based on the VE body, which is the default. So what are they asking from that? Place in your evidence document a screenshot to show that these settings have been achieved and defined for the VE subhead. Make sure this style is based on the default paragraph style. So what they are trying to say is that it should be based on the VE body style. So I need to take a picture that I've done single, space before 0, space after 6. It is bold, italic, it is centered, which is just shown here. So I need to take a picture. Window key, Shift and S. I take a picture of these 2 side-to-side windows like this. After taking this, I'll accept it. And then I'll go to a place called evidence 2, Control V. So I've pasted that. It is very clear. Now something happened on my, I think my cursor was highlighting this part. I was supposed to have left it on top here. So how do I change this one back to this one? So what I'll do, I'll select this, and then I click on Format Painter, and then I come and select this area here. So it is back to normal. It's good to know how to, the cursor was supposed to be up here. So I've already done the VE subhead. What was the name of the class? VE subhead. So I just need to counter check VE subhead that I've created. Is it maintaining what we have done? VE subhead. So let me see. I'll say modify. So I can see it is bold, italic, 14, Arial, and then under here, centered. Yeah, it is still maintaining. So that's okay. So the next thing, I've taken the picture and I've pasted it on my evidence document they wanted. So how much they're giving me? They're giving me 3 marks. So the style VE body has already been created and stored and applied to the body of the text. Okay. So that's why if you look at the body of this text here, there is no line spacing. There is single line spacing, space before and space after was 0, 0. That's why it's a tight document. So they're telling us we should modify it a bit so that the line spacing should be 1.5, space before should be 0, and space after should be 6 towards the end here. And then the enhancement to be none. Enhancement to be none. The alignment should be justified. And then it should be serif, and font size should be 11. So we need to do the V-add sub. We need to modify it because they have already created it. So what I'll do here, I'll come to the, it's called the VE body. So if it is the VE body, I'll come here, right click, then I say modify. So they were saying the VE body, it should be size 11. It should be justified. I can see it's already justified. And then it was serif. Serif means decorated and it's Times New Roman. So I'm not doing any changes on that. And then under enhancement, they said none. It's not bold, it's not italic, it's not underlined. I cannot see any that is highlighted. But when I come to paragraph here, so the paragraph here, they said the line spacing should be 1.5. And then the space before should be 0. And then the space after should be 6. So like that. So I don't know if they're going to tell me to take a picture. Only that. So I've said justified 11, sans serif, which is Times New Roman, enhancement is none. So I've already finished with that. So I'll click OK, and then I click OK. I can see already the text has loosened up. The paragraphs have loosened up. It is 1.5. It is justified. Yeah. If I triple click on this to select this paragraph, you can see it's justified. And then enhancement, there's nothing. It's Times New Roman 11. When I come to paragraph here, I can see it's 1.5, 0, and 6 after. So that's why the paragraph has loosened up a bit. It is justified all the way because that was the body. So that one has taken effect. And then the next question is at the start of the document. At the start of the document, above the subtitle, quarterly newsletter, enter the title, vocational. So I need to type this on top of the subtitle because at the start of the document. So I'll come here. I come here. There is no space on top here because on top is the header. So I'll press enter to push this thing down. Then I click on top here. So after clicking on top there, I need to paste. So that is what they wanted on top of this subtitle. And then the next thing they're going to ask me, they give me 1 mark for that simple task. They're saying the style VE title has already been created and stored. So the VE title, what do they want? They want it to be sans serif. Sans serif is non-decorated, so that is going to be Arial. The font size to be 22. It should be centered, and it should be bold italic. Bold italic. So I have to capture these things nicely. Line spacing should be single, and then space before 0, space after 0. I'm talking about this VE title. and I've captured this one here. This is going to be Arial 22 center, bold italic, not underline, only bold italic, single, zero, and enhancement includes also underline. So you have to be very keen. So when I come here, VE title, so I'll need to go to VE title. Where is VE title? So I right click here and then I say modify. So what they want here, the size should be 22, very big in size. And then the font, they say sans serif, non-decorated, which is Arial. They said it should be centered. Centered is this one here. And then they said it should be bold italic. I can see there's underline. So you deselect underline, you take italic and you take bold. And then they said under paragraph, they said it should be single here. Should be single here. And then space before should be 0 and space after should also be 0. And then I don't know if they're saying that we take a picture. Yeah, they need a picture of that you have done the VE style. So what I'll do, I'll come here, I arrange this thing nicely together because they want to see all these operations. So you can see the operation is okay. Let me see. Yeah. So let me click OK here first. And then I come back here, I go to paragraph. So I can see the style is there for 22. It is centered, it is bold italic, so it is based on the normal paragraph style. So I need to take a picture of this. So I'll take a nice picture, window key, shift and S. And then I click on OK. OK. I go to my evidence document. That is evidence 3. Control V to paste it. It is well displayed there as evidence 3. Then I go back here, I check what one mark for that. And then they are saying, apply the amended VE title to the text you entered in step 5. In step 5, I entered vocational educational training. So I'll come here. I go and select this. After selecting that, I give it the VE title. So I'll click here. So it has already been centered. It has already been centered. Very nice. So let me continue. I've done up to there. We have done this. We have done this. So apply the amended. I've done this. So they are saying select the subheading apprenticeship update and the following text up to and including the paragraph ending can benefit business. This one here. So this one, if you want to know where this one is, because we are starting to select a block of text from apprenticeship. So if I come here, apprenticeship starts here. But where that text ends, I don't know. It can take me a lot of time. So you use navigation. It's called editing tool. You go to find, and then you can be able to paste that whatever there. So can benefit ends here. So once you have seen where it ends, this is where the paragraph ends. Now you can click here. Let me remove this. It was just helping me. You leave the cursor dancing here because I know where it starts. So I'll go up. I've left the cursor dancing there. So when I'm here, I'll come here. Before I click here, I'll press shift. Shift, hold it down, and then click. That is how to select a block of text. You click where you are starting from or where you are ending from. That is can benefit business. Yeah. After clicking there, you leave the cursor dancing here like this. The cursor is blinking. Then you go where you want to end your selection. Once you want to end it here, you press shift and click. You have selected a block. The reason why I was using the navigation to help me know where this text is. And then they're saying change the page layout so that only the text is displayed in 2 columns of equal width with a 1 centimeter space between. So they want us to convert the block of text I've selected into 2 columns. But between the 2 columns, there should be a 1 centimeter space. So these are you go about it. You come to a place called layout. You come to columns. You go to more columns. And then you tell the computer you want 2. And then the spacing between the 2 columns should be 1 centimeter. So that is it. So you can see from apprenticeship all the way to it can benefit the business. Why is that? Can benefit business. It has been converted into 2 columns. And the space between this space here is 1 centimeter. So that is found under layout columns. And then you go to more columns. Then you can be able to specify 2 columns and then the space. And both of them, both the 2 columns, the width is 8 centimeters. 8. So if you check on the ruler here, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 8. Same to the other one. From 9 to whatever, 17 is 8. But the space between the two is from 8 to 9. That is 1 centimeters. I've explained that thing very clearly. So change the page layout. We have done that. How many marks are that? That is 2. Then they're telling me I should locate this list and apply a hyphen to the text from the constructions and building. So I need to locate where this thing is. So what I'll do, I'll come here and then I'll go back to home. I like using the find, and then I type what they have asked me. So it brings me here. So I'm using navigation tools to help me. So this is the list. The list starts from here. So I'll close that because I've already found it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they want it to have bullets. And the style of bullets they want it to have this dash style bullets to be applied on the list, which has got 6 lines. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll give it the bullet. But the bullet I've given it is not the dash style. And to change it to dash style, I'll click here. I go to define new bullet. And then I go to symbols. So under symbols, I can be able to scroll and see. There are so many symbols here. Symbols. So I can see this one has got dash. And then I click on OK. I click OK. The dash is there. So I don't know if I can be able to move this. Yeah, it's moving. This one is to take it inside. This one is to take it outside. So if it was initially here, let me see what the question is saying. They're saying the bullets are aligned to the left margin. So it should move. To indent is to move it to the left. And then the list is in single line spacing with no space between the lines. And then there is a 6-point space after the last item. The last item is the 6th one on the line. So I need to do this. I should align it to the left. It should have single line spacing with no space between the lines. And then there should be a 6-point space after the last item. So much English for 3 marks. So if I come here, so I need to indent. Indent means to decrease, move the paragraph closer to the margin so that they are in the same line with China and the word main here. So I need to decrease here. So you can see now the dash style bullet is on the same line. I've achieved that. And then they were saying it should have a single line spacing, and there 0 space and 0 space here. So if I click OK, now you can see that it is tight. And then they were saying the last item, which is transportation and logistic, should have a space. Which kind of space? There should be a 6-point space after the last item. The catch here is after the last item. So when I come here, so after the last item. So between China topped the medal table, there should be a 6-point space after. So I'll come here and then after I give it 6. So if I click OK, the space has already been created between the last in the list. So there's a 6-point space after. So that one is how you achieve it. So 3 marks for that. And then they are saying identify the 4. There are some 4 subheadings in the document and apply the VE subhead. So you have to be very, very key. There are 4 subheadings. So these 4 subheadings, I need to apply the VE subhead. So when I come to this document, I can start even from down here. No, it's good to start from up. So what I'll do, I'll scroll up. This one here is the first one. So I need to give it the VE subhead. VE subhead is this one. Very good. I'll move down. There is another one, basic skills, VE subhead. They're exactly the same. That is 2. I move down here. There's another one, the third one. I give it the VE subhead. And then which one is going to be the last one? Apprenticeship campaign, VE subhead. So you have to be very keen on which one you are taking there. So I've done the 4 subheadings. I've located them and I've given them. I'm wondering why this vocational quarterly newsletter should be on this side. I'll come to this one later. I think it should match with the heading. I don't know, but my guesswork, it should go with the title, but it's under. I'll check this one if it is supposed to be there, but the heading was supposed to be like that. So let's go to the next item. So I've already identified the 4 subheadings and given the subheading 1 mark. Using the data in the file n2102stats.csv, create a pie chart to compare each level for the year 2019 to 2020 only. So this is .csv will open in Excel. And then after opening it in Excel, they want me to get a pie chart to compare each level of data that is there to 2019 and 2022. So I'll open this folder and then I look for that CSV. What was the name again? I know it is a CSV. Let me check the name again. Stats. Yeah, stats. So it is here. If I double click here, it opens in Excel. Now in Excel, the first things first, you click on top of 1 here and next to A. So if you click here, everything is selected, and then you double tap between A and 1 so that it loosens all the cells. You can see them clearly. So these are the levels: intermediate level, advanced level, and higher level. But for which year were they talking about? 2019 and 2020. So I need to select 1, 2, 3, and then I press Control key, hold it down. Then I select the data for 2019-2020, which is 191,360, 166,220, and 48,150. Don't include the totals because the totals is the figures that are up here. So I don't need to include the total because total is not part of the level. It's the grand level. So what I need to do to get a pie chart, I'll go to Insert, and then I come to Pie Chart. I take the first options. So I have the chart. And this chart has got intermediate level, which is blue. Intermediate level was having how much? It was having 161. So it is the second biggest. And then the orange one, which is advanced, which is the biggest, is this one here. And then higher level was having 48,000, which is very small. So it has been populated nicely. The population of the graph seems to be correct at a glance because I'm looking at the data and I can see from here, from 2019-2020, how the distribution is. But what are they asking? That is 1 mark. And then they're asking me format the chart so that the title should be this. A chart must have a title. A chart must have a title. And the title is normally displayed in bold. It should be centered. So I'll go to Excel where I was creating it. I click here. I click here. So I rub chart title, and then I'm supposed to type what is supposed to be there. Something like that. So that is the chart title. And then the next thing they are asking, it should only show this each sector, only the level and the percentage sector labels, but should not display the legend. The legend is the key. And all these things I'm doing, make sure that the sector labels are displayed in full with no overlap. It should not overlap. So I need to display it in percentages, and it should show intermediate levels, advanced levels next to the percentage. So I'll go to Excel and then I click here. So if I come here, they said I should not display this higher level and advanced, so I need to remove the tick. So that is gone. And then if I click on this data label, it is showing me the value, which is part of the total that I was seeing here. But they wanted it to be percentage. So I'll click here, and then I go to more options. When I go to more options here, I need to remove the value, but I put what is called percentage. After putting the percentage, you can see the difference between this and this is very small, because this is 161,000 and this is 166,000. They want the category name to appear. So I'll click here. So all this is well populated now. But I would prefer if these names were outside. That is my own assumption. So if they are outside like that, it is very, very nice. So if I close this, you can see there is no overlap. This one here, being a heading, I can come to home and then I give it, it was already bold, but I can underline it and increase the size a little bit. So you can see there it is. And then the graph, I can expand it a little bit so that it looks nice. So I've answered all the questions that were required here. This is how many marks? 3 marks. After doing the graph in Excel, they are telling me to insert the chart after the paragraph ending outnumbered level. So they want me to put the chart after the paragraph ending. So this paragraph ending, I need to locate where it is first. So I'll go to find, and then of course I type that, and then here. So they said after. So after means I have to press enter, and then I close my navigation. So it should become here. So I'll go to Excel, copy this chart, right click inside, and then you choose what? Copy. And then you go to Microsoft Word here. So under this, you press Ctrl V. So your chart aligns nicely. I can see the alignment is so nice. But the graph is so big. So this one here, I can reduce the size a little bit. It was so, how is it now? Okay, let me increase to 12, and then I try and pull this down a little bit, something like that. Yeah, also on top here a little bit. Yeah, so there it is. So that is how it looks. Higher level 13%, advanced level 44, and that. So what else are they? So I've imported it. And make sure the data chart fits within the column width. It was fitting on the left and the right margin. The 8 width centimeters, they were talking about 1 centimeters. Then they're telling me, import the image. This is an image, N2102 transfer.jpg, joint photographic group, and place it in the paragraph beginning, the vocational skills. So I need to know where this vocational skills is. So if I go to Microsoft Word again, under navigation here, I'll come here, and then I type vocational skills. So my whatever should be here. They said not above or below, but it should, the English is saying that import and place it in the paragraph beginning. That's why the cursor is next to the word the vocational. So where is it? The vocational. And then I'll go to insert. Then I go to picture. This device. I'm looking for this transfer.jpg. Then I insert it. So it is so big. Once I've inserted it, they're saying rotate the image to 180 degrees. So I need to know how to rotate. So once I click here, it takes me to the menu called picture format. And then there is this thing called rotate and arrange. So I'll click here, but I'm not seeing 180. So I'll go to more options. And then now under rotation here, I'll just add 18 because the 0 is already there. 18. Then I click OK. So it has been rotated. I can see skills, abilities, knowledge nicely. And then the next thing, it is resized to a width of 3 centimeters with the aspect ratio maintained. And then the text wraps around it. And then it is aligned to the left and the top of the paragraph starting vocational. So these three operations, I need to do them at once. The width should be changed to 3 centimeters. And then the wrap text the text should wrap around it nicely. So what I'll do, I'll come here. The text is already whatever. So I'll come to this place called size. I click here. And then the rotation is 180. And then the aspect ratio is well locked. And then they're talking about the width. So I need to talk about position or text wrapping. Text wrapping should be tight. That is okay. And then the size, The height is that, and then the width is this. So the width should be reduced to 3 centimeters. So I'll reduce this one to 3 centimeters. Remember, the aspect ratio is going to be maintained because the tick has locked so that it doesn't get distorted. 3 centimeters. Oh, I skipped that. So that is 3. So I need to adjust here to 3 centimeters. Should be 3. I think also this one should be 3. Yeah. So that is 3 centimeters. So if I click OK, and the wrap text here, I'd chosen what? Tight. That no wonder now the margin, if I click here, if I click on this, I put the cursor here. As you can see now, the green line tells me that it is on the same level with the vocational training, and it is well aligned on the left. And on the right side also, the green line shows me it is well aligned on the left. So that is perfect. So once I come here, I've already gotten my format. And then they are saying, format the paragraph that starts with this. So this paragraph, I need to locate where it is. So I need to select it nicely. How do I select it nicely? This paragraph. Yeah, up to somewhere there. So I need to locate this paragraph. So I'll come here. I go back to my find, and then I type the paragraph. So this is the paragraph. So the paragraph has already been located. It was here. Where was it? This one here. I want to know if it is a paragraph by triple clicking. So if I triple click, it is a paragraph because the full stop ends here. That's how you locate a paragraph. You triple click. So that is the paragraph. Now they are saying the text is indented by 1 centimeter from both left and right hand margins. So it should be slapped on the left and the right. By how many centimeters? 1 centimeter. Let me check my paragraph nicely. My paragraph starts from 0 all the way to 8. So on the right side, it should be slapped from 8 to 7. That is 1 centimeter. And on the left, it should be slapped from 0 to 1. So how do you do that? You go to paragraph here. And then there's what is called indentation, moving the text away from the margin. So on the left, it should move by 1 centimeter. And on the right also, it should move by 1 centimeter. And then if I click OK, the text has obeyed. It has moved from 8 to 7 and from 0 to 1. So it is now both sides double indent. And then what they're talking about, it displays an external 3 to 4 border, black border, point, black border. So it should be enclosed in a border. So the 8 is highlighted. I'll come to under paragraph here. There is what is called tables here. So I can say it should have an outside table. But this outside table, yes, it is black. But the thickness in terms of points should be 3 to 4. So I'll come back here. Then I go to borders here. Now the width should be, it cannot be 4 because 4 is 4.5. They wanted 4 only. So I'll go with 3. And then I click OK. So that is how I've enclosed it. And then the last thing they are asking, it has to have a light gray. The percentage should be 10 to 25. Any between can work. I can give it 15%, I can give it 20, but the extreme should be 25 and the other lower extreme should be 10. Background fill. So what I'll do, I'll come back here. I still click on this border here. Then I go to borders and shading, and then I go to shading. So under shading here, I need to put the cursor and read the percentage. That is 15. This is 25. And this is 5. 5 is outside the range. And this is 10 outside the range. This is 25. So I can give it, let me give it 25. And then I click OK. And then now the shading inside is 25% because it is on the outermost side. I could have given 15 if I could have found. That is how many marks? 3 marks. Spell check and proofread your document. Make sure that the list chart and paragraph with the outside border are not split over the columns. There are no widows or orphans. There are no blank pages. Styles are applied consistently. Spacing is consistent between all items. And then save your using the file name. And then you you do the printout, making sure that it comes out with your name, center number, the candidate number on your newsletter. So what they're trying to tell me is that I need to check. You can see this document here, the largest, this one is part of this. If I triple click here, this one here is hanging on its own. So it means it should go back here. And how do you do that? You go to paragraph and then you come to line spacing. So we have got widows and orphans here. The reason why I'm saying that we have got widows, this text belongs to this paragraph here, but they have been separated. So it is lacking the parent. That's why we have got things like widows and orphans here. So if I remove this tick, I click OK. You can see now this part has gone here. We just have one single thing there. So let me see what they mean. If I click here and then I say, what was the question saying? The question was saying there are no widows or orphans. So now that I've removed the tick, there is a text which is an orphan. So I need to go back and say there are no widows and orphans. Then I click OK. So OK, now it is safe. What else? The rest, the page number, my identification is there. The page number is perfectly well displayed. The columns are perfectly displayed. I believe this one was supposed to be centered in as opposed to being on this side. That is the V title. And then the V subhead, we have already applied nicely, line spacing neatly. You just go to File. First of all, they told us to save it. So I'll save it under the name newsletter.docs. I go to File. I go to Print. Now my document looks wow. So if I click here, how many pages are those? Those are 3 pages. So I'll get 3 pages. But the first 2 pages, this is the preview. Well neat. If I go to the last one, this is the last part. And each of them has got my footer and heading. So this is what you're supposed to print. And when you're printing, it should be A4, the portrait style, and then you print the entire thing. After selecting the printer that you're supposed to use, you just click print. You'll get 3 printouts paper. And that marks the end of Microsoft Word, which has been done systematically as per the questions. So that will give me 30 marks. The 30 marks is out of the 80 that was stipulated up here. It was, how many marks was supposed to be there? So out of the 80, I've been given 30. The remaining 50 will be distributed to data manipulation and presentation. But that is how you should handle Microsoft Word, by applying all this. They have tested so many things. They have tested how to create styles, how to create headers and footers. They have created how to create columns and how to prepare columns and the space between the columns. They have tested justification, enhancements, bold, italic, and the rest of the things. They have tested how to work with graphs, how to prepare graphs, and that was here. How to play around with those legends and how to put all this. How to copy it and place it there, how to rotate an image. All that has been tested in Microsoft Word. So somebody has to be very good in Microsoft Word to be able to handle such kind of questions. And the most familiar thing is how to understand how to use the ribbons and how to use the styles, and then how to create a neat evidence document that will give you marks. So that marks the end of my video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Remember, if you want to practice, go and use the tiny.cc that I'd prepared. It was tiny.cc. Let me use the right caps. Tiny.cc / if I remember, the spelling was practice_1. So if you press enter, it should, the spelling is wrong. Tiny.cc practice. Oh, it was correct. It's only that the dot is not there. So it should be tiny.cc / and then practice_1. So if you press enter, you're supposed to get these files. And once you get these files, please download them and zip them and use. Thank you again for watching my video in Microsoft Word, a very popular application software used in many fields, whether you're a doctor, an engineer, name it, a lawyer, a student. Microsoft Word is the thing. Once you know Microsoft Word, you can shift to Google Docs. Google Docs is found under the Google Apps. So this one here is for collaboration. So Google Docs is the upgrade now to Microsoft Word. So this one here, once you know Microsoft Word, you'll advance here very easily and you can be able to prepare the same thing. Thank you for watching. My name remains Dennis Bay.